man left with a broken nose after a subway attack in NYC. Looked like he got way more than a broken nose. Check it out.
Also here tonight, we're hearing from a man beaten on the subway in Soho with his own baseball bat. He says this attack came out of nowhere. And as CBS 2's Alicia Reed reports, police are still looking for the suspect.
He just started going for it.
Jarrett Adorno recalls the horrific train ride he experienced around 1:30 Monday morning. He says the suspect entered the 4 train at Spring Street. By the time the doors closed, he says the guy grabbed a plastic baseball bat from Adorno's backpack and started attacking him.
I'm just
crazy.
Blocking, doing the best I can, covering my hands, my face.
A fun night out in the city with friends turned to horror on his way home. Although the suspect demanded his belongings, the 25-year-old says he managed to get away once the train doors opened at the Bleecker Street station.
I had blood, like just stained all over here on the side of my face.
He ran out the station and made it a few blocks to Prince and Green Streets, where a patrol car happened to be stationed. He was transported to a nearby hospital. Now left with bruising and swelling about the head, a broken nose, and dozens of stitches throughout his face.
4 different sets of dissolvable stitches, 8 here, 9 there. I have like another 10 right here.
Despite this brazen attack, NYPD data shows transit crime is down 6% from.
Hey, ain't y'all tired of them telling y'all that crime is down 6% when people over here getting horrifically beat to death out here in these streets? Be careful, man. I used to look at riding the subway in NYC as like a tourist requirement because you want to get that full NYC treatment. But now I look at it as possibly a death trap. So that's what's happening over in NYC. Over in Chicago, a man and a woman was kidnapped at gunpoint and made to take out money on their cards at the ATM. Check it out.
The owners of a restaurant in Little Village robbed, hit in the head, kidnapped, and then forced to drain their bank accounts at several ATMs.
This happened around 3 this morning near 26th and Homan. Our Charlie DeMar spoke with the owners about this horrifying ordeal. Charlie?
And Jim and Marie, this all happened at this restaurant this morning as the owners were opening up shop around 1 o'clock this morning. One of the victims says that she and her husband were opening up the shop when she was hit several times. Her husband was hit. They were kidnapped and had guns pointed at them throughout this entire ordeal. Now, here is surveillance video of this whole incident. It shows the couple about to enter Los Tamales de la Tia when a car suddenly stops on the 3400 block of West 26th Street here in Little Village. Several people get out with guns and demand their belongings. They even hit one of the owners over the head and looked through their car for more items to steal. Now, the owners say after giving up their wallets and other personal items, they were forced inside the restaurant where they opened the cash register. Seemingly upset with how little was in the register, the married couple was kidnapped, forced in a car where police say they were then forced to withdraw money from several ATMs. One of the owners, who asked not to be identified, said the armed men kept threatening them throughout the entire time.
They made me open the cash register, and one of them started taking the money. Then they got upset because it wasn't enough money, so he started hitting me on my shoulder and my head.
Now, the owner says that the people responsible were speaking a combination of English and Spanish. They don't believe that they were targeted. Rather, they believe that this was a crime of opportunity, that they were simply on the sidewalk when they happened to be driving by. No arrests have been made.
So wait a minute. If they were speaking both English and Spanish, then that means that they didn't fit the normal description. It's a possibility that they could be illegal migrants. If they speak both, because one thing I know about our people, listen, they do a lot of crime, but they don't speak Espanol when they doing it. She said that they were speaking a combination of English and Spanish. Mayor Johnson was over in London, though. Don't worry, we'll get to him Monday. And then last but not least, this is a wild story. Over in Chicago, a Cook County jail guard is beaten by an inmate, and they trying to raise this as a safety concern as though it wasn't already. Check it out.
New details tonight in the beating of a jail guard at the hands of an inmate caught on camera. And we do want to warn you, some of the video is graphic. Our Charlie DeMar is live at the Cook County Jail, hearing from union leaders about their safety concerns. Charlie?
And Joe, good evening. The union representing correctional officers here at the Cook County Jail say that guard who was ultimately beaten up was ordered by a supervisor to do a safety check inside one of the dorms all alone without backup. They say that's a clear violation of department policies.
That sounds like a setup.
As this Cook County probationary correctional officer made his safety round Sunday night, he's suddenly sucker punched by an inmate who then begins to stomp on the officer's head. The beatdown comes to an end only after another inmate appears to step in.
The sheriff's own staff didn't follow his own protocols.
Anthony McGee with Teamsters Local 700 used to be a Cook County correctional officer. He says a supervisor violated jail policies when he ordered the guard to do a safety check of the dorm by himself without backup or any other officers on the same floor. The surveillance video was provided by the union.
The supervisor could have simply left the building that they were in from the comforts of their own office, walked over there and served as backup for this officer. They chose not to do that.
After the incident, the union says 911 was never called, and the recently hired guard waited for hours before he was seen at the jail medical facility.
Fair to say you believe that this incident could have been avoided altogether?
Absolutely.
The Cook County Sheriff's Office says we are thankful our officer was not severely injured and was able to walk away from this incident. Individuals in custody who attack our staff will be prosecuted. Malik Daniel was charged for the beating, now faced with aggravated battery to a peace officer, the same charges the 28-year-old was being held on.
A mistake like that clearly could be detrimental to one's ability to go home to their family.
Fortunately, that correctional officer was able to walk away without major or serious injuries. The Cook County Sheriff's Office says they are now investigating whether or not any internal policies were violated. Reporting live to...
Yeah, it's called being set up by your supervisor. If you don't think for 1 second, dude is a recent new hire, and he was told to go out there by himself and do a check inside of a bullpen of all of these monsters in there, and you don't think that this dude was set up? Psh. Listen, I got a bridge to sell you. I got a bridge to sell you if you don't think that this dude was set up. Man, listen, that's an immediate quit and lawsuit. Immediately, I'm quitting and I want my share of what Cook County and Chicago got for me before they wound up filing for bankruptcy and going broke as a city and as a result anyway. No way that wasn't a setup. Absolutely a setup. Man, he told you to go out there and do a check by yourself. I wouldn't even have did that. I wouldn't even have followed them type of orders. I don't believe in being insubordinate, but when it's about my safety, nah. American virus free is freedom, says Anton. That happens all the time as a CEO. Where? Is that why the women, they be having women CEOs and all of that junk, man. It's stupid, bro. That's stupid. No way, no how would you ever get me to do something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your quick hits.